10 incredible lottery wins, stories of triumph and tragedy. Before delving into the details, it's important to understand that big lottery wins rarely guarantee a happy life. Research shows that 70% of so-called failed millionaires lose their fortunes within 3 to 5 years. These stories demonstrate how sudden wealth can change destinies, sometimes for the better, but more often the opposite. 1. Jack Whittaker, $315 million. Date of win, December 25, 2002. At age 55, this construction business defender from West Virginia won what was then the largest single lottery prize in U.S. history. Choosing a lump sum instead of an annuity, he was left with $114 million after taxes. Whittaker's life turned into a nightmare after 18 months. His granddaughter Brandy, wrapped in a tarp, was found dead from an overdose. Her boyfriend had died of a drug overdose in his home 3 months earlier. Whittaker himself became the victim of $700,000 in thefts, faced lawsuits, and lost his reputation amid scandals involving strip clubs. By 2007, he had lost all his fortune. 2. An unknown nurse, over $100 million. Date of win, October 5th, 2024. An Australian nurse who remained anonymous won the largest Powerball jackpot in the country's history. Despite the option to quit her job, she continued working at the hospital, stating, "Helping people is my calling." According to sources, she bought a new home but avoided luxury purchases. "She still wears old sneakers and works night shifts," said a colleague. This case is a rare example of managing millions responsibly. 3. The Harrell family tragedy, $31 million. Date of win, June 1997. Texan Billy Bob Harrell. Jr. shared the winnings with his wife but quickly lost control. He bought 11 cars in 1 week, handed out money to relatives, and 20 months later, his wife left him. "Winning the lottery was the worst thing that ever happened to me," Harrell said in 1999. On May 22nd of that year, he shot himself in his mansion. At the time of his death, his debts exceeded his assets. 4. Twice unlucky, Evelyn Adams. Dates of wins, 1985 and 1986. A New Jersey resident who won $5.4 million twice within 18 months. Instead, she gave away $3 million to relatives and lost $500,000 in Atlantic City. By 2001, she was living in a trailer, earning $7 an hour. "Money just brings more money, but not happiness," Evelyn used to say. Her story became a classic example of poor financial literacy among lottery winners. 5. The Australian experiment, $401,000. Date of win, October 5th, 2024. 13 participants in Australia's Tats lottery split $5.2 million. Each received $401,000, an amount insufficient to buy a house in Sydney. One of the winners, who wished to remain anonymous, invested in a renewable energy startup. "It gave my career a boost, but it didn't free me from my mortgage," he admitted. Others spent the money on travel or home improvements. 6. The curse of winning again, $3 million. First win, 1988, $250,000. An Australian couple from Melbourne won $250,000, equivalent to $600,000 in 2025. They bought a house but went bankrupt 5 years later due to pathological gambling. In the 1990s, they got lucky again, $3 million. Unfortunately, they lost 80% of that sum once more in slot machines. "It was a true addiction, not a lack of money," explained a psychologist in court during the bankruptcy case. 7. Level-headed Brenda, $1 million. Date of win, December 14th, 1998. A Californian cashier won $1 million. She was fired the next day but wasn't upset. "I dreamed of being a housewife." Her husband continued working at 7-Eleven, then moved on to a car dealership. As of 2025, they still live in the same house. "We were afraid of change," he explained in an interview. This story shows that even a modest win can bring happiness. 8. The Curse of William Post, $16.2 million. Date of win, February 1988. A mechanic from Pennsylvania won $16.2 million. A year later, his brother hired a hitman to kill William and his sixth wife. Post lost $500,000 in casinos and invested $3 million in a restaurant that went bankrupt. In 2002, he was charged with arson. He died in 2006, destitute. "Money destroyed our family," his son stated. 9. A modest triumph, $66,000. Date of win, August 12th, 2012. An anonymous Australian won $66,000 in the Super 66 lottery. He paid off $20,000 of debts and invested the rest in real estate. "It was a catalyst, not a solution to my problems," he said. By 2025, his investment had doubled in value. This story proves that even smaller wins can change a life if managed wisely. Batam murder, X, $170,000. Date of win, spring 2005. An anonymous winner from Ohio won $170,000 on a scratch-off ticket. He bought a house, a car, visited Disneyland, and then moved into a hotel where he spent all his money. "I thought the money would never run out," he confessed. After his mother died, he returned to his hometown, where he lives on social welfare. His case became a cautionary example for financial advisors. Conclusion: lessons from the millionaires. These stories show that true wealth lies not in the money itself, but in understanding its value. As research indicates, the happiest winners opt for annuity payments rather than lump sums. Hire financial advisors before receiving the money. Remain anonymous. Avoid sudden big purchases. A lottery is a test of maturity that 90% of people fail. It's important to remember that money only amplifies what already exists in a person, both the good and the bad.